And he's been making fun of everything I've done the whole season. He's been dissecting, he's been making laughs, crucifying everything he could possibly do to say, what the heck is B-Goat doing?
The weather is cooling off down here in Tampa Bay, but the fantasy league is heating up. Look at all those flames next to everybody's team. So we're going to be breaking down all the action from Week 11. Looking at Week 12, tomorrow is Thanksgiving. So we got B-Goat back in the house for some more banter.
Who the heck would have ever done that?
As we all fight closer to that first place prize of $450. And only 2 weeks left to the playoffs. So let's dig in. Now, before we dig into B-Goat's banter this week, which I have a feeling is going to be wonderful because him and I both lost, and I think he's got some special words for me because I do believe that he rubbed off on me. It may have been subconsciously, but something got in my head, a little thought, a seed, that it was a good idea that I should stream 3 running backs. Let's talk about Week 11 for a second because it was quite an interesting week because the league median was 125 points. This bounced back in a big way from Week 10 where the league median was only 110 points. And you had several teams that were on winning streaks, right? And coming into this, I was playing Blaine, BTY. This came down to a Monday night finish where I had Chris Godwin. He had Evan Ingram. I needed the points from Chris Godwin because I made the dumb mistake of thinking I was going to get cute. I knew Tyler Huntley from the preseason had a big preseason game. I knew Chicago was without Khalil Mack. And I thought Justin Fields was going to push the ball on the other side, which he ended up getting injured about halfway through the game. And Andy Dalton did play pretty well, put up some good fantasy points. But I thought Tyler Huntley would be able to make the most out of his start. And he did, lead his team to a win. But all in all, only put up 10 fantasy points. Whereas I'm looking at Tyler Heineke, who's playing a top-ranked Carolina defense, who's been able to stop the run. I'm also thinking Cam Newton. They're playing in Carolina. This is going to be a bad game for Heineke. I've seen him struggle significantly in matchups in the past.
You were talking about Taylor Heineke being your best buddy and how he was such a great. You even made his own little code name for him.
Now, the one thing that I should have thought was that I'm looking at a floor of 10 to 11 points. And so I was thinking I'm going for the ceiling. My opponent's difficult. They've got a good roster here where Josh Allen and Eckler and DJ Moore and Jalen Waddle and Kirk Cousins in his Superflex. So I went with Deonta Foreman, who in the week prior had a solid game against New Orleans, a stronger than average defensive line, run defense. He put up 11 points. He also got the bulk of the carries, and he got a couple targets out of the backfield. So I went for him against Houston, thinking the Tennessee is going to blow out Houston.
Yes, that was a stupid mistake.
And that did not happen at all. Plus, A.J. Brown struggled with injuries in this game, so that hurt me. And it was a bad play on my part. I should have played Heineke. I would have won this matchup. I would have also beat the league median the league median was 125. I tried to get cute. That's what it is. If you try and get too cute in fantasy football, it can be very fickle, and you could not be rewarded. So I lost. Blaine took a double win. He goes to 14-8. Blaine's now got flames on him for having a double win there. Blaine's got the flames. All right, Mr. Dominator lost again. Looks like his season is done here now at 6-16, last place. Troy Bois with a massive day. Jonathan Taylor had a historic game against the Buffalo Bills, and I'm sure this was bittersweet for Troy Bois because he is a big Buffalo Bills fan. He's a Bills Mafia with his dad, Troop 20, Lenny, up there in Buffalo. So watching Jonathan Taylor gash up and stiff-arm his Bills defensive players to the ground could not have been enjoyable. But at the same time, I know he was licking his chops in terms of fantasy because now Troy Bois is 16-6. Now Troy Bois is in first place of Division 1. Gronkaneers, double loss. Gronkaneers pretty much out of it at this point. Trade deadline is also passed, so there is no trading going on. Sharp Hobbies, man, making the most out of the acquisitions that I traded them. James Robinson, 13.2. Tyler Lockett, 15.5. All in all, very solid day from Sharp Hobbies, which could have been a lot better because Patrick Mahomes still did not have a good game against the Dallas Cowboys. Their defense showed up for them in the win over Dallas, 19-9. Tough day for Dallas there. Not a good look for them. They're going to be looking to bounce back tomorrow on Thanksgiving at the 4:30 slot. Eater of Pork, man. A narrow victory over B-Goat. B-Goat could have won this game because he's got points on the bench. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in B-Goat. The Joe Flacco with 22.3 points sitting on his bench. When you look at his super flex, he's got 8.8 from the third running back and 4.1 from Darrell Williams, his first running back. So let's see what B-Goat's got to say. Take it away, B-Goat.
Welcome to B-Goat's Banter. It's a beautiful day in Tampa, Florida. The Bucks won. It's nice and sunny with a cool breeze. That's not a very common thing here.
Yeah,
this morning, Andy, for the second time, keeps on making a comment about what's the hype of the mascots. Yet somehow he was quick as he could possibly be to pick up Troy Biwa's mascot.
I'm trying to see what the
hype is. Out to the league. Troy Biwa, I'll thank you for him because Andy apparently lost his manners and understanding how to thank somebody for a gift.
I claimed it.
There's 129 mascots. There's different categories. There's epic, rare, special, holiday, legend, and common. SP Daddy doesn't have to understand what the hype is because some people don't understand the hype of Pokemon or baseball cards or football cards or Barbie dolls. It's a hobby. It's something to collect. It's a visual effect. It's something some people think is cool. It's a lot better than just looking at numbers. I like to see them, my little mascots, making sad faces and happy faces and mad faces. Some people think they're exciting, Andy, and that's what all that matters. So, SP Daddy had 124.01. He didn't make the medium, and he lost the BTY 8606 with 132.40. Somehow, he seems to be blaming me because he listened to me say that I was going to do 3 running backs and not 2 quarterbacks. Now, yes, that was a stupid mistake because I would have won and I would have beat the GOAT of our league, at least one of the GOATs. But unfortunately, I didn't. But let's be for real, Andy didn't listen to what I said. Andy's been making fun of everything I've done the whole season. He's been dissecting, he's been making laughs, crucifying everything he could possibly do to say, what the heck is B-Goat doing? It's not my fault, because if you would have just played Taylor Heineke over Tyler Huntley, who the heck would have ever done that? You were talking about Taylor Heineke being your best buddy and how he was such a great, you even made his own little code name for him, and somehow you have him sit down on the bench. You would have had 136.69 points. You would have beat BTY to 132.40. You would have had the league medium, and you would have beat BTY 8606. But unfortunately, you didn't do that because you made your own decision. And a real man makes the hard choice of saying, I messed up on my own. Because I could blame my whole season on you, Andy. I could say all my trades were based off of you making fun of me. But nope, I won't. I still have that hope that somehow I'm going to make the playoffs. And if not, I'll still try my hardest to get to the poop bowl. Unfortunately, my son is crying and I had to get back to dada responsibilities. But best to all of you, and go Bucks for the 50th time, and good luck to all of you in the playoff hunt, and for all you poop bowl wannabes, I'm taking that championship. Better watch out.
There you heard it, guys. All you Poop Bowl wannabes, B-Goat's coming for you for that championship. And yes, ultimately, it was my fingers that clicked the buttons on the decisions to play Tyler Huntley over Taylor Heineke and Deonta Foreman over Taylor Heineke. But was I influenced? Yes, I was influenced. Whether or not it was my ultimate decision, which it was, absolutely. I was influenced, though, by B-Goat that week. I was inspired. I wanted to believe in his decision-making ability.
It's not my fault.
B-Goat can make an entire video of wasteful spending, and he doesn't think any fab money of his went to anything good.
I like to see them, my little mascots, making sad faces and happy faces and mad faces.
All right, let's look at the waiver wire activity this week. By the way, happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. I know B-Goat left that out, but, you know, it's not too considerate of other people. I don't know where his manners went. You know, he's coming for the Poop Bowl. That's the B-Goat nature, guys.
Good luck to all of you.
I way overpaid for Andy Dalton this league. I got rid of Tyler Huntley. Is this not the most ridiculous fantasy league you've ever been a part of?
Yes.
I spent $36 on Andy Dalton because they're playing the Lions tomorrow at 12:30, and I want to start Andy Dalton in my Superflex. Damn it, that's what I'm doing. Look, B-Goat, now you got me cursing, man. You got me all worked up. You got me cursing on the show, man. Not cool. Blame that on you too. Everything's B-Goat's fault.
It's not my fault.
Eater of Pork picked up Nick Westbrook-Ikhine for $30 as A.J. Brown is questionable and Julio Jones is still out. Derrick Henry still out. Nick Westbrook-Ikhine saw a season-high 8 targets in this game that he turned into 7 receptions, 117 yards, that's 16 fantasy points, and Eater of Pork wants to chase that for $30. Eater of Pork, who's also Silver Prisms, by the way, who is also a person that B-Goat considers as a GOAT of our league, which this is the first year of the league, B-Goat. You can't have a GOAT until at least one person wins a championship, okay? We can't call Eater of Pork a GOAT yet. We can't call him a front runner. We can call him a front runner, though. And he's a front runner at this point.
Yes.
And he's got 1,625 points for his team. He's also in first place of Division 2, and he will be, as of right now, earning himself a first-round bye in the playoffs, playing either myself or Sharp Hobbies. So, even though my mistakes were pretty bad last week, I have not knocked myself out of it altogether just yet. So Eater of Pork also picked up Cedric Wilson, who I was trying to pick up for $6. Eater of Pork paid $25. So Eater of Pork spending considerable amount of fab money, making it rain. Eater of Pork this week. He's eating that pork for Thanksgiving. He's going to make it rain. He also, Ridley 18, picked up the Bears defense, who had 3 bids because the Bears are playing the Detroit Lions tomorrow. Rugg Jr. When you look at Rugg Jr., I think Rugg Jr.'s got a long ways to climb at 8-14. Still possible when you look at the cusp of the playoff there at 11-11. It's possible. You know, he's going to have to win out. He's going to have to expect some other teams to lose. And then you've got B-Goat at 7-15.
I still have that hope that somehow I'm going to make the playoffs.
So it looks like, yeah, B-Goat at this point is just fighting to not be in last place, to not get the My Little Pony tattoo on his thigh. I don't think he realized that was the last place award.
For all you Poop Bowl wannabes, I'm taking that championship. Better watch out.
All right, let's look at the rest of the activity. Rugg Jr. Rugg Jr. was actually able to pick up Trevor Siemian, who does have Trevor Siemian to get the boot at quarterback. It's possible this week. The Titans are playing the Bills, which is a very tough matchup. You got to think the Bills are going to... Is it a tough matchup? That's tomorrow night. That'll be an exciting Thursday night game because the Bills, you know, one week they stink. They lose to Jacksonville. They get destroyed by Indianapolis. Now they're playing the Saints in the Superdome at home. Trevor Siemian with the mullet. I mean, he had some bad moments in last week's game. He also had some good moments in last week's game. And ultimately, though, they still lost to Philadelphia as they were coming from behind most of that game. Philadelphia's defense also picked up by Sharp Hobbies for 0, and B-Goat even lost this one as a tiebreaker at 0 because he's always picking up people.
What the heck is B-Goat doing?
So we look at week 12. Let's just go ahead and kick it off with my matchup against the B-Goat Turd Emoji Whisperer. He's the toilet bowl whisperer.
Better watch out.
And we know he's going to play Tua, but he's probably only going to play 1 QB, or is he going back to 2 QBs? Oh, he's going back to 2 QBs in the Superflex. He's going to start Carson Wentz against his home team, Tampa Bay defense.
What the heck is B-Goat doing?
I don't know what he's doing anymore. He's got Tampa's defense on the bench. I don't know what he's doing anymore. He's got Houston's defense. I don't know what he's doing anymore, guys. Dalton Schultz.
And he's been making fun of everything I've done the whole season.
I'm not going to say anything about this. We're just going to let the stats speak for themselves when they all unfold here this Sunday. But this is a must-win scenario for me. I've got some holes to fill on my roster, Superflex, but I'll be putting Andy Dalton in there. I don't really have many other options on my bench. I maybe some decisions on what I'm going to do with my tight end. Antonio Brown, I still don't think is going to be back. Plus, I've got Chris Godwin, who's a must start. So I'm going to be rolling with A.J. Dillon, Joe Mixon, Heineke, Godwin, Ayuk. Hopefully, A.J. Brown is healthy, but if not, I may have to figure out an alternative solution there. Hunter Henry. Cleveland's defense at Baltimore, I'm probably going to try and stream a different defense. Mr. Dominator almost out of it, going up against Sharp Hobbies. Hopefully he could put up a fight because Sharp Hobbies is 13-9, but he's also Sharp Hobbies in Division 2, so that doesn't have as much implications. It's got more implications to Blaine at 14-8 and Eater of Pork at 16-6 than it does, Troy Bois has got a firm grasp now, and so I really shouldn't have screwed up my roster last week, and that was brutal, man, and that may come back to haunt me. It very well may, and yeah, I mean, of course it's on me, but we're gonna continue to blame it on B-Goat.
It's not my fault.
Let's look at who else we got going this week. The Silver Prisms, that first place team over in Division 2, going up against Blaine. Oh, this is a big matchup. Blaine is also in Division 2, so this is a big matchup for potential first place in the Division 2. Man, this is a monster divisional matchup here. Silver Prisms against Blaine. Silver Prisms projected 160 to Blaine's 140. And he needs a big week from Josh Allen if he's going to want to win this. Austin Eckler needs another big week from him. And he needs all his pieces to come together. The same can be said for the Silver Prisms. However, the likelihood of the Silver Prisms hitting on his players are higher because
the GOAT of our league, at least one of the GOATs.
These are some studs, I would say, except for the more frivolous plays are going to be Marvin Jones and Dan Arnold. However, they're going against Atlanta, who was like Swiss cheese defense, right? But Lamar Jackson, still questionable, but he's feeling better Monday. Whatever illness he had, they said not COVID. Very strange there, but it looks like Lamar Jackson should be back in action this week. He's also got Melvin Gordon, Myles Gaskin on his bench, so he's got plenty of options to kind of sub in there in that super flex spot. But, of course, he's probably going to go with Dak Prescott and Lamar Jackson if they're healthy. He's got Najee as his RB2. Christian McCaffrey as his RB1, man. So studded our running back division there for the Silver Prisms. Then you got Ridley 18. Ridley 18 is on the cusp of the playoffs in 4th spot, Division 2. 3 games back of Sharp Hobbies. And right now she's playing Ramsey 10-27. Ramsey is 9-13, not completely out of it, but he needs to win. He needs some other teams to lose. Must-win scenario here. Ramsey is projected to win 70-30. And this is going to be a very, very interesting matchup to watch. George Kittle, Kyle Pitts, 2 tight ends there, but we know we get the PPR reception bonus. So Ramsey not fully out of it yet. Jalen Hurts has been absolutely incredible now, as he is currently the QB1 in fantasy, guys. And why am I so happy? Well, I've got a lot of his rookie cards. I've also got him as my QB1 in the other league. So very, very happy about his performances this year. He's an incredible quarterback, and very happy to pull receipts on people for doubting Jalen Hurts earlier in the year. So right there, you have the projection. Tom Brady, though, at Indianapolis, I'm expecting a big game from him. T. Higgins, Jerry Jeudy, Darnell Mooney tomorrow. DeAndre Swift always playing. Detroit always playing. Chicago at home versus Chicago tomorrow on Thanksgiving. Big old Turkey Day matchup. Another fun matchup to watch. Trey Area, man, 9-13, right out of the playoffs. Also the Goonies, man. Jets Crazy 87 right here. He's firmly in the playoff hunt, but I mean, he's right on the cusp. He-Man is right on his heels. So this is a big matchup here. If He-Man wins, Jets Crazy loses, takes a double loss, all of a sudden you have two teams that are going to have the same record, and the tiebreaker is whoever's got more points for, and Jets Crazy firmly has a higher lead on the points for, so he'll probably be able to keep his playoff status, but it's very important because if Trey Area wins again in week 13, so you look at his matchup in that area, oh, he's playing me. So big matchups. And then in week 13, who is the Goonies playing? He's playing Troy Bois. So the Goonies is in a must-win scenario this week. He really needs to win here in week 11. Week 12. And then last but not least, the Gronkaneers. Troy Bois getting a cushy matchup against the Gronkaneers are only expected to put up 107 points. I hope somehow the Gronkaneers can figure out a way to put up a good stat line this week and blow the Troy Bois out of the water. I'm expecting Jonathan Taylor to underperform, as if there's any defense in the league I feel can stop Jonathan Taylor, that's for real, is the Bucs defense. It's not the Bills defense. It's the Bucs defense. Watch out, Jonathan Taylor. We're coming for you this weekend. I'll be back to break down all the action, good, bad, or indifferent. You know I'll be here. Bigo'll be here. We'll be back to break it down. Have fun, play hard, eat a lot of whatever you eat tomorrow, whether it's pork, turkey, chicken, fish, tofu, vegetables, mashed potatoes, gravy, bourbon. Do it all. Have fun. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the festivities. Enjoy the football games. Enjoy your win/loss. Good luck. Have fun. Play hard. See you in the next one. Peace.
Good luck to all of you. I like to see them, my little mascots, making sad faces and happy faces and mad faces. He didn't make the medium. Yes, that was a stupid mistake. He's been dissecting, he's been making laughs, crucifying everything he could possibly do. It's not my fault. Who the heck would have ever done that? You were talking about Taylor Heineke being your best buddy and how he was such a great, you even made his own little code name for him. I messed up on my own. I still have that hope that somehow I'm going to make the playoffs, and if not, I'll still try my hardest to get to the poop bowl. Go Bucks for the 50th time. For all you poop bowl wannabes, I'm taking that championship. Better watch out.